Right. So when it comes to QQQ, to the upside, watching for the 609, 610 change. That's where the price is rejecting as of now. And 610s, which will put the NQ, we can have this as an area of interest, right? This zone, almost like a $20 zones to the upside, which will be around 20,253 to 20,274. I'm going to anchor a VWAP from this highs here to see how the price is going to react at the open from this area. And then we can deal with it accordingly. It depends on what they do. All right. So how should we back? Good morning. Good morning, Chris. Yes, we are. And we are watching AMD as well into today and waiting for a little bit of a pullback towards yesterday's VWAP so that we can start positioning ourselves for a position on the same. So let's just stick all our VWAPs first and let's just do some prep work before the market opens. And we don't need yesterday's VWAP will be week to date, and this AVWAP is, we don't need this one. Let's just remove all these. Keeping the charts nice and clean. All right, so we do have intraday VWAP on NQ at around 25,196. All I'm looking for on QQQ is the gap from yesterday. If you can't hold on towards the level today, most likely scenario, I'm expecting it to come back down to fill this gap. Might happen today, it might not happen today, who knows, right? That's what I'm looking for. That 603 zones is on watch today on QQQ. I'm going to remove all the other AV maps, which is hindering the move to the downside. This is from here. We don't need this. I'm just going to leave the month-to-date anchored VWAP here. And in case of a pullback on QQQ, and watching for yesterday's opening price, like 608.63s, but it's not going to play any pivotal role here on the Qs. Yesterday's highs, 609.35, so it'll be the first area of interest, and to the upside, followed by 610s. That's the zone I'll be watching for. And in case of a move to the downside, week-to-date anchored VWAP, and that previous highs yesterday, which we were looking for, 607.33s. If they can offer under 607.33s, well, a trade towards the 604s or even towards the gap fill at 603 opens up, but we will be positioned for the trade way before that even happens. We got to wait and see if this gap which they're having today, it's just another BS gap which they're going to come and fill to the downside around 607.74s at the open or not. Leaning to the downside for a turnaround Tuesday, but we'll wait and see. In case of a downside move, might capture this move towards 607.74 and call it a day and leave some runners, maybe perhaps towards the overnight lows of around the 604s and change. Wait and see. This was the overnight lows as well, by the way. You see this lows yesterday, 606. That was the overnight lows, which the price has been finding buyers over and over and over. If you are looking for a reversal trade on NQ, if I'm looking for a long on NQ, I'll be paying attention to the 25,130 zones, which found buyers almost like 3 times in the overnight session. That's something I'll be watching for on QQQ. That will be around 606, and might give us a decent $2 move on Qs to the upside from this area. At least $1.50 is what I'm watching for if I want to look for longs. 25,130s, which will be 606 to 606.30s on QQQ to the downside first support. Anything under 604.75s, followed by the 5-day moving average. And to the upside, I'm not really interested in buying anything right now, and that depends on how the price reacts around the previous highs. We'll wait and see. Any upside trades, we'll wait and see after the market opens. Depends on what they do. We will deal with it from there on. So Tesla, someone asked in the chat. Before going to Tesla, let's just talk about AMD really quick because that's on the watch list for today. A nice gap up, another 4% up today. You can see they are trading right above the AVWAP coming from yesterday's gap up candle. And in case if they pull back towards 210.88, this will be of interest for me today. This is near that previous all-time highs right now. If you go to the monthly or daily charts or weekly charts, you can see we are trading right near that previous all-time highs, and it's going to be interesting to see how the price reacts around this area of 215.45s and change. We'll wait and see. Anything about 214s interests me, but if they pull back towards this anchored VWAP at around 219 or 210.98 or 211 and change, I'll be watching to see for a reaction. If they can recover the VWAP from there on, we can start establishing positions for a trade to the upside. This is an interesting one here. Just a typical gap up anchored VWAP sort of trade, watching for this 211 to 210.50 to the downside. If they break under, most likely outcome, we're going to come back down to fill this gap for 203. There's going to be a trade there as well to the downside. But if they hold and start bouncing higher, we might start establishing positions for a potential trade towards this 227 zones to the upside. So the pivot to today will be this 210 to 211. Depends on what they do over there. We will deal with it accordingly. Open door. Let's take a look at open. Yesterday they had a pretty good day from the looks of it, almost 14% up. Okay, like if you want to trade this, you can just trade the VWAP. I'm generally not interested. Nothing looks intriguing to me as of now. If you're going to trade this, just trade the VWAP. That's it, simple. Like if wait for the first 5-minute candle to close and mark the ORB highs and lows, the highs of the first 5-minute, highs and lows of the first 5-minute candle. And once that is marked, wait for a 2-minute candle to close above the VWAP and then take it from there. For open, looks like open skies until $10.50 to the upside. You know, they fill the gap here, which they opened from September 19 to 20. So if they can get back above 956, most likely outcomes, we're going to see that 1050, 1056 zones to the upside. We'll wait and see how it goes. And Meta, we were watching it yesterday, so keep an eye out for the 721 zones. That's going to be the area of interest. 721s, anything above it, we might potentially see a rally towards the 724s or even towards this highs of 730s. And 721s, this lows of September 2nd is going to be the area of interest. So we'll wait and see how the price reacts over there. It was a nice bounce yesterday from the swing lows of July 2025, 690 zones. Still a downtrend, be a bit cautious. And we got a declining 5-day moving average right here. So the plan stays pretty simple. If they can get back over or close 15-minute candles above 719s, we might see a rally towards the 721s and change. It's not a huge rally for Meta. So what might happen is the initial candle might push through towards the 722s and change as soon as the market opens. Might get wicked through and pull back. And that's going to depend what we're going to do on Meta. You see the declining blue line here? That's the 5-day moving average, which I'm paying attention to. So depending on how the price reacts around this 5-day moving average, we will deal with it on Meta. Still a downtrend, be a bit cautious. Yesterday's rally alone doesn't signify any sense of momentum change. It's going to still fall under the category of guilty until proven innocent, you know? Shorter time frame, still in a downtrend. Dominant time frame, still in a downtrend. Chart needs to do a lot of work before setting us up for a potential trade to the upside. And we spoke about AMD, we spoke about Meta, and we spoke about, did we speak about Tesla? Okay, let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla. Simple way to trade this, anchor the VWAP to yesterday's candle. And if they come back down towards 446.50 to 444.20s and find buyers, it'd be a nice trade for a push through the upside for this potential gap fill at 453s and change. Just to the pivot, 2 pivot points which I'm watching, 446.50 to 444.20, this zone right here. If they come down, find buyers around this area and start recapturing the VWAP, well, a potential trade towards this gap fill is going to be on cards to the upside. If they can't hold it, well, if they lose under 443.30s, if they lose the 5-day moving average, well, we're in for it. Potential 439s and then to the downside, this gap fill at 429 and change. Keep this 443.20 as a pivot to the downside for a trade to the downside, and keep the VWAP as a pivot for a trade to the upside, provided they are holding about 446. NVIDIA is simple to trade, by the way, just one pivot. This circle zone right here, which we were discussing yesterday, 184. If they can recover the 5-day moving average, this is going to be a good positioning for us in trading position. And if you're bullish on NVIDIA, just pray that they shouldn't lose this 182.89s. If that happens, this is going to be a false breakouts, and false breakouts oftentimes lead to a very aggressive move in the opposite direction. In this case, it's going to be to the downside. As long as they stay above this 182.80s, NVIDIA is good. Any daily close under it, well, we're in for a trouble. So be a bit cautious with that when it comes to Nvidia. One pivot point, simple. If they come back down towards 184.80, if you're bullish, you buy. And for now, if you're looking for a trade into today, watch the 5-day moving average, which the price is trading under as of now. We need Nvidia above 187.23. Mostly what might happen is Nvidia might tag it, come back down towards 185 to fill this gap, or even come back down towards 184 to test this area again. Depends on the reaction from this level. We will deal with it. We'll move this alert towards this 184.50. If it gets there, we're going to get alerted and we can deal with it from there on for a potential quick day trade, right? So pretty simple when it comes to NVIDIA. Just 184 zones. Watch it. That's going to determine what to do moving forward. And let's see what else we got. We are going to just pay attention to NQ and QQQ for the first 30 minutes. Depends on whatever. If something happens, we can take the trade on NQ or Qs. And we can also keep an eye out for AMD for a swing trading position. We'll wait and see how it goes, and then we can deal with it from there on. And Hive, let's take a look. What is it? Already long gone. Did you think if you don't have positions already, don't chase it? The move is done. They're up almost 32%. Just, I mean, that is from yesterday alone. Yesterday and today pre-market alone. This thing just rallied from $3.43 to $6. It's almost like 100% move to the upside, by the way. Don't chase it here, and chasing it here gonna have some brutal scars. Might pull back, wait for a pullback, wait for a higher low, and then take it from there. The only reason why I'm not interested in buying this here is there is no place for you to set your stop loss on, So the rally is already done. Don't chase it. Let it pull back. Let it give a steeper pullback, and then you can deal with it from there on. Not a big fan of entering at this moment right here. Leave it alone is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's take a look on, let's come back towards NQ and QQQ for now, and let's keep AMD on the watch as well. If something good shows up, we'll take it. If not, we'll wait until something good shows up, and then we'll deal with it from there on. All right, so good luck today, and let's see if market is kind enough to work in our favor. 30 more seconds to go. 215 is the opening price, and AMD, let's see. Okay, AMD, looks like you're running away from me. Hold on a minute, come back down, maybe towards 211. Then deal with you shortly. Q's pulling back here. Anchored the VWAP to the opening candle. What is it? AMD. Is it to the upside? Yeah, I don't know why this trigger is going off right now. Jesus. All right, anchoring the VWAP to the AMD's first candle as well. Going to wait for a while on AMD though. Might enter some alerts at 211, and gets there, it gets there. I'll deal with it from there. I'm gonna chase it here. Switch back to or the VWAP. Let's see. Testing the VWAP from the highs here. Bouncing through. They lose the VWAP, I'd add a small position for short for a potential trade towards that VWAP, by the way. See, there we go. Interesting. Just opened a small position for shorts here. Stop losses right here at the highs. Just two contracts as of now. If I'm wrong, I'll know I'm wrong. Short on NQ here. Maybe a trade towards this VWAP, and then if they break under the overnight VWAP, I will average up. Need this under 608.62s, by the way. Looking for this potential gap fill to the downside. Let's see if we can have a 607.96 on the QQQ. A small size so far. Don't want to add any more. If they can break under the overnight VWAP, I will average up. Looks like SPY hit all-time highs here. Let's see the reaction from this overnight highs, overnight AV VWAP is going to determine whether I'm going to trim some or hold on to it for a while. Not nice. 500 candles over. All right, interesting. 500 candles are still under. It's still about the VWAP on the 5 minutes, marking the ORB highs and lows. The ORB lows is coinciding with the ORB highs from yesterday as well, so there's no reason to make any changes. So need under the VWAP and need under 608.60 for me to average up on this position. On NQ, that'll be under 217s and change. If it turns out to be a trend day, we can just do a reversal from the VWAP after fact unblind. All right, sizing down here to just one contract. Looks like they're gonna head towards that highs right here. Sold one, just leaving one on the table. If they come back down, they will need under the VWAP for me to add that another contract on the table to complete the positions. Highs on the watch. Testing the pre-market highs, zone of 253s to 274s here. Interesting reaction from yesterday's highs. No. I'm in shorts just in one contract right now. Was in two at the break of VWAP. Sold one just in one contract short at the moment, and need under the VWAP for need under at least 230s for me to add that one back. Just sold one off to limit the drawdowns. Need under 230s again for me to add those. I might add two more at the breakdown of the VWAP and then deal with it from there on. Breaking the, I mean, holding on towards the VWAP from the overnight sessions as of now. So we'll wait and see. Meta is flat. AMD is still rallying. TSM still rallying. Nvidia, looks like Nvidia is rallying as well. Took a $40 loss on the first one MNQ sell. And now if they can get back under the VWAP, I will just complete the positions and finalize it. That will be the last trade, last positioning. Need under 230s. This lows right here. They can offer great. If not, I'm gonna get stopped out on this position most likely. Will do so if they make new highs though. Just eyeing for this gap fill. If you can get it, good. If not, come back to it later. Interesting back and forth near that highs. All right, closed under the 5-minute ORB again. Watching for this 15-minute close. I'm gonna tell us story. Buyers are looking strong as of now. Come on, NQ. Huh, nice. From here on, break the VWAP, and then I will finish my position. I added one. Just two contracts left. Two contracts, and my maybe stop losses. If I mean, I'll just close it if they make new highs. Until then, I'm gonna hold on to it. Q's possible. If they break the VWAP, that is. If they break the VWAP, very likely. They shouldn't bounce from here. They should pull back at least maybe towards this 203. Well, watch out for this 5-minute candle close. We got 2 more minutes left. This is going to determine what it's might or might not do. I'm currently in short, so we'll see. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, I'll know I'm wrong if they make new highs. Holding the VWAP as of now. Need under 230s on NQ, which will be around this low second candle on QQQ. That will be around 608.90s. Current cost basis is 38s, 238s. Yeah. Holding the VWAP strong. And the 5-minute candle closed right under the ORB highs again. Now the focus is only on the VWAP. VWAP and the ORB highs for the day. 609.30s. If they can't get back above it, most likely outcome they're going to come back down to test the ORB lows. Need under this zone right here. Good. Let's see if we can break down. Hopefully it'll give us a result within the next 5-10 minutes so that we'll be done for the day with this one trade and call it off. Let's see. For the futures account at least. And for swing trades, looks like we have to wait on AMD to come back down. 5 minutes still holding the VWAP. Yep, still holding. I need this 5-minute candle to lose the VWAP. If they lose the VWAP, the probability of it going down towards this ORB lows increases, or the probability of this potential gap fill goes higher as well. But all I need is a tag towards the ORB lows, and for the next tag towards this 189s or something, and I'll be off the positions. Testing the ORB highs again. Bunch of movie batches. Got 2 more minutes for this candle to close. Let's switch back to the 2-minute time frame. Let's see what it got in store for us. All right, so 1 more minute to go. Gotta wait and watch if this 5-minute candle can boost the VWAP. And wait, here's pushing. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that 0.1% position do the work. I'll close off these and then I'll get back to the individual names shortly. Looks like they're holding the VWAP. All right, so the VWAP is holding on the 5 minutes. Looks like we gotta wait longer. 5 minutes is about the ORB as well right now. Testing the 30s again. Okay. Just need 204s. We can just call it off if we can get it. We'll close a few at 217s, leave a few runners towards 205s, and then just close the entire position over there. See. Need under this 230 still. NVIDIA is up 5%. AMD looks like it's nearing. Hopefully it sets up from there. We'll come back to it shortly once we close this position. 2 more minutes for the 5-minute candle to close. So they're holding on towards this level of 609s. Still holding the VWAP. And holding the ORB highs as well. Interesting. 15 more seconds. We'll see. And about the ORB highs too. It's starting to look troublesome here. Need under 247s. If not, we're most likely going to tag that highs. All right, AMD just come towards that 1 to 11-ish. Choppy mess. Another tag to the VWAP. Interesting. I will only close this if we can make new highs and close candles above it. Until then, well, looks like we are holding. Good morning, Matthews. Back down. This needs to close under that 232s. Last minute close for the 30 minutes. Let's see.
Hey, back under VWAP, we can get another contract, right?
Let them close. Let them close the candles at least. As of now, just leave the initial positioning on because it's just chopping around. I don't want to add it, especially if you're trading with options. Be a bit cautious. Let them give a direction first. I'm still in the initial shots, which I opened at the right here whenever we opened, like 15, 20 minutes back, I believe. Yeah, right now they're under the VWAP. You can add more, but your stop losses should be at the highs of 609.73. Let's take a look just a minute. Yeah, 15 minutes is under the VWAP, 30 minutes is above the VWAP. Like just wait for the QQQ to drop under 609s before adding more. Need under 609s. If we can get that, we can just take some profits at 608.60s and get rid of the entire thing at 608s. Gotta wait. That's what I'm waiting for right now. Need them under this 230s. We're at least under the VWAP now, so that's constructive. So now we got to see a follow through to the downside. We need to break under 609s on QQQ. Okay, decent. Let's see if we can continue. Like, just need an ORB lows to the downside, 60860s if possible. Nice. Give me the ORB lows tag. 20 more cents. All right, so trimmed some right here on the shorts. And once they get towards the, what do you call it? 208s and change. It's just not that far off. 208s or 192s. I'll just close off the entire position. Just final runner left as of now. If you bought in puts, you should have taken some profits at the ORB lows. Leave the runner's stop losses moved maybe towards the 609.72s. If you're trading NQs, that's going to be 265s. Now, waiting. Where is this AVWAP coming from? What the hell? Is this the overnight VWAP? Where is it at? Yep, that's the overnight VWAP. And where's this one coming from? I don't need this. Buy. What about this? This is the week to date anchor. All right, that's fine. Week to date anchor is at 190s. So on QQQ, that will fill the gap as well. So we'll wait and see. I'm going to leave this one runner on until and unless they get back over the VWAP. Depends on what they do. I'll deal with it from there. Or belows, finding some sort of buyers here. If they start losing the 60860s, we're going to get the 608s really quick. So this is either going to be a break-even trade or it's going to give us a nice 2 hours to close it off down the line. All depends on what the NASDAQ does near that 60860, the ORB lows for the day. As long as they don't waste our time. Testing the consolidation lows here. And back near the VWAP again. You need this 5 minutes to reject this. Or just 2 minutes to reject this VWAP and close under, what is this, 60880s again. For an expectation for a move down towards the 608s. If not, I'll just close the runners and look for re-entry later. Janice, we still didn't open anything for the $5,000 account yet. So we're trading QQQ as of now, and futures is the end, right? So I'm waiting for AMD. AMD is on the watch list for the 5K account. I'll let you know in specific when we enter and what's the risk and all those once it hits the alerts on our screen. We're waiting for the 211s on AMD. If it hits, we'll take it. If not, we're going to wait until it hits. This trade is for the futures accounts and for people who trade index on SPY or QQQ. I'll let you guys know. Once we close this, we'll have we can focus on those individual names once this trade is done. Just the final runners as of now, so we'll wait and see how it goes. Once I shut it down, I'll be having more attention towards the individual names. All right, looks like the 5 minutes is going to close above the VWAP again. That's a strong candle. A bit push from the order belows. Already sold some of the positions just in final runners, which will stop me out if we breach this previous highs. That is a strong candle, most likely going to happen shortly. I'm shorting NQ, by the way, so you can take it through QQQ as well. Testing the highs again. We'll see. Typically, I use 15, 5, and 2. 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 2 minutes for entries and exit. Bouncing through. And the VWAP becomes the point of contact again. 609s will be on watch, but this 5 minute candle is way too strong. Engulfs the entire candle, the previous candle. Most likely breakthrough is incoming. I might close it shortly if they continue to keep making new highs. 609.70s will be the stops on the runners. Closing candles above that is.
还有一个。
Alrighty, so AMD alerts didn't go off, Meta alerts didn't go off. Those are the two positions which I'm watching for day trading stocks, by the way. Meta at 705s and AMD at 211s. Waiting for those. If we can get it shortly before the live ends, it'll be nice. Or if it's gonna make us wait, great. If QQQ pulls back, we might get it in AMD shortly. Same with Meta as well. We need this to go lower to any of these alerts to get hit. It's testing the 609s again. If you can stomach the drawdowns, you can add one more here for the contracts, and still risky. But as I said before, if your risk can handle it, you can on NQ, and you're going to take it off once they hit the lows again. Depends on your risk appetite. What time frame should I use when trading? Depends on what time frame you hold on to your positions to. If it's a swing trade, I typically only look for 5 minutes or 15-minute time frame. I'll wait for the 5-minute candle to close above the VWAP or 15-minute candle to close above the VWAP, because when I'm swing trading, I don't care about getting a picture perfect entry. It doesn't exist anyway. So I can, give myself like $1 or $2 leeway, depends on the stock. But when it comes to day trade, I use 2 minutes and 5 minutes, and I use 2 minutes for my entry. Because when it comes to day trading, you can see that we entered right here at the open, right around 9:45. So we are holding on to positions for more than half an hour to 1 hour. That's our time frames which we hold on to when we day trade. So I can get away with 2 minutes or 5 minutes. But if you're scalping, just 2 minutes or 1 minute time frame for entries and analysis. That'll do more than enough, especially if you're not going to hold on to a position for more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Just 2 minutes or 1 minute time frame for entries will just do enough justice. Swing trading, 15, 30, 5 day trading, especially if you're holding on to it for half an hour to 1 hour, 5 minutes or 2 minutes, scalping 2 minutes and 1 minute. And options always give 3 months out, doesn't matter. 3 months expiration, even if it's for day trading, even if it's for scalping. Might be a bit expensive, but on days like today, it will save your ass from theta. Zero DTEs, you would have lost almost 10 to 20% of your contract's value because of this move alone. It didn't hit our stop losses. It didn't hit our profit taking targets. If with zero DTEs, you just lost money for holding it. So give yourself at least like a month out if you can, or 3 months is preferable. 3 months wouldn't have even made a slight bulge with this move. A month, not a big move either. But if it's a weekly or zero DTE, you might have lost considerable amount with theta, especially on zero DTE. 609s, man, taking its time. None of the alerts went off either, so we're waiting on those as well. A lot of new faces today. Am I muted? Not now. Hope you guys can hear me. For the puts, if you added one more contract, when I was talking about like if your risk appetite can hold on to it, same plan. Once it gets to 60860s, take that added contract off the table and leave the runner towards 608. If you haven't added a contract on those shorts, same goes with NQ as well. Well, the plan stays the same for a profit taking target towards 608 and change to the downside. Taking its time today, huh? All right, so finally pushing down. We will once we close. All right, now it's time. Take off if you averaged up. Leave the final runner on the table. And the final runner will be sold shortly. Stops move down to break evens, by the way. For me, my break evens is 254s. So moving my stops down to 254s on NQ. On QQQ, maybe 6 or 930s. If you averaged up, take some off the table, leave the initial positions on. And if they continue to pull back, I will be taking some at 608s to the downside. Need this 5-minute candle to close under 608.30 still. We'll take a look at individual names. I'm not taking a look at Tesla today in particular, but I'm keeping an eye out for AMD and Meta. As of now, the puts are working in our favor, so we're just gonna let it do its work. Okay. All right, 5-minute closed under the ORB lows. Interesting. Watch out for the overnight ORB or overnight VWAP here on NQ. Any breakdown under week to date anchored VWAP will be the next target. Meta bouncing, Meta about the VWAP. Yeah, Meta is trading under the VWAP as well. AMD, did they get back over? Nope, AMD is still under the VWAP too. Either give me 211 or nothing today. NVIDIA is about the 5-day moving average though. Keep it on the watch list. For swing trades in particular. NVIDIA is near the VWAP, keep it on the watch, but I don't like this in particular because of how long they consolidated above it before breaking down. So if you're going to take this, might as well wait for them to get back over 184, 188.50s before getting involved, or most likely we're going to see the 187.33 stacked soon. Depends on what the Qs are going to do. Same. Is trying to claw its way back about the VWAP. AMD pushing through as well. What's the VWAP on AMD? All right, AMD tagging the VWAP, keep it on the watch. If they can break through, you can deal with it from there on. All right, so enabling the trailing stop loss on my final runner on NQ here. So that stop is gonna keep getting lower and lower as the price going low, and AMD alerts just went off. Watch out for this 5-minute candle close. Might get interesting. Might set us up for a position shortly. All right, 5-minute closing about the VWAP on AMD. Watch it. And the 5 minutes about the ORBs on QQQ as well. Oh, apologies. No, we are in QQQ puts right now. And you can take some off or close the positions here, trader's choice, and do what's best for your accounts. I just got out of my positions. Joshua, welcome. We were in QQQ puts before earlier and just closed it. So 608 is here. So we might see the 607.71s. And if you want, you can keep moving the stop losses lower as they continue to keep pushing down. If not, you can just close your positions. I'm out of this trade, I believe, around 52 points and change. Do what's best for you and your portfolio. So, and AMD is rejecting the VWAP as well, and not in it Meta under the VWAP as well. Looks like they're gonna get down to fill that. Let's see. Now we can take a look at individual names. So now that this BS is done.
Mario, hi.
Hi, what's going on?
Is AMD, is 214 acting as a support for AMD?
Uh, it's not technically a support when we got this 214 area. If you go to the daily candles, right? If you go to the daily time frames, you can see the highs of March 2024, March 11th of 2024. So that was like the peak, the zone in particular, 214.78s to this 213.80s. I wouldn't consider it a strong support because the price was only hanging around there for 2-3 days before pulling back. But what we are looking for is this area might offer support around this 211 to 212 zones. If they can pull back towards that area and find buyers, I'm more interested in AMD right over there. You can call it a support. So that is from a daily time frame. If you zoom out on the daily time frame, let me just show you. Hold on. So if I'm zooming out a little bit, you can see right here during March 11th, I believe. Yep, around March 8th, March 6th, and March 7th. The price consolidated around the 214 zones for a while, and then they wicked us out the next day and then completely collapsed to the downside. So price told us that level
I was in that.
well, yeah, I mean, we do remember those total days now, don't we? So if they start finding buyers and recover the VWAP, it's going to give you an additional confirmation that the market also sees this level as support, you know? So that's why we're waiting for them to get back over the VWAP so we can establish some positions. But as of now, that's not happening. So we are just waiting for it to like either pull back towards this 211s or either hold about the VWAP, which is about 215.65. And once we can enter right there, we can set our stop losses right here at this lows of 213s and take the trade towards this 219s or 220s to the upside. That is what we're waiting for. Go ahead.
In this situation where I have shares, I missed jumping in calls, but I have shares from back when it dropped at the high of 227, right? So of course, when it went back to 227, I said, I'm going to sell. But I said, let me wait and see what it does. But it was always supposed to be a trade for me. I didn't want to hold AMD. I just wind up having to hold AMD.
Okay.
In a situation like this where I see that it is losing the it lost this VWAP and then it's coming back to the 211. Do I wait until the 211 to see if it drops? Because I've waited all this time. So do I wait till the 211 or do I sell shares now and then just get back in?
What is your cost basis though?
109.
Oh, 109s. I mean, you're sitting comfortably, right, with your shares as of now.
But I don't want to. But that you can understand why I'm.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How many shares though? I'll give you another idea though. You can think about it. How many shares are you holding?
It's 50.
50? Yeah, I mean, if you are worried about AMD dropping all the way down again, there's always an easy route, right? Instead of selling all the 50, why would you do that? Like AMD is in a strong uptrend right now. There's no reason to sell the entire thing. So what you can do is you can pay yourself by taking at least 25, or if you want to be a bit aggressive, you can take out 40 and leave the 10 shares on the table.
Okay, so then, but do I do it like today, or do I wait for that test of that 211? Like that
doesn't really matter though. Like what we are looking for is for way shorter time. Like if you got in at 109, your time frame is completely different. So you don't have to worry about the intraday VWAPs. So all you got to worry about is the daily candle closes, right? Because your time frame is way larger if you're holding it since 109.
Right, you're right.
Right. So we are looking at 5 minutes or 2 minutes right now. This 5 minutes or 2 minutes doesn't really concern your time frame, right? So all you need to worry about is where the daily candle closes. So don't worry about all these intraday BS which goes on back and forth, right? Only worry about the daily candle. So right now, as you see, yesterday's daily candle, they rejected that highs from the weekly time frame, the 227 areas. Right? So that's the only thing which you need to be worried about. Like if we can close daily candles about 227, that's the only concern should be. So as of now, if you're looking to understand how to manage these positions, so let's say you entered at 109 and you set your stop losses at $100. Right. So as of now, the price went up 9 times to 10 times your stop losses to the upside. Right. Almost $90 move, almost like more than $100 moves to the upside from where you entered. So whenever you see these types of moves, it's very rare to happen, by the way, you catching like 10 times your stop loss or 12 times your stop loss of a move to the upside. So whenever that happens, take some profits off the table, pay yourself and leave the runners. The point of these runners is for you to keep track of the stock, right? So let's say they pull back, AMD pulls back towards 211 and you want to add more to your positions. You can average up right here around that 211 zones if the buyers step in around there. Or if they continue to pull back more, it's going to give you more opportunities down the line to re-enter that position. The point of these 10 runners is not to make money, is to keep track of the stock as long as it stays in the uptrend. You're staying in an uptrend until that uptrend is violated on the daily timeframes.
On the daily, okay. So then do I wait for today's candle to close to see whether or not it closes below or above the 227, and then I close out my position?
Oh no, today it's very the probability is very low for AMD to get towards 227.
Okay, so I can just close out the 40 today.
Yeah, you can take some profits off today. It doesn't matter. Like again, you got in at 109, so don't worry about selling it at exact point. Your goal is to have a good price, not good entry. Right. So as of now, you can take some profits off the table, and it was a great trade. Pat yourself on the back. Good job. So
it was a very, very long trade. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave the 10 runners, and when we open a swing trading position, treat it for a shorter time frame, like 4 weeks or 1 month, and you can just deal with it from there on.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries. Looks like QQQ filled the gap. Is anyone still holding? Anyone still on the QQQ puts? Let me know. And AMD is nearing the area of interest. Meta is pushing through here. Might be looking for longs now. Let's see. Perhaps might work. No, I like longs better at this 25,000, the 5-day moving average, 2548 to 2530 zones. I know it's way far off, around like 150 points from where it's trading at as of now, but we'll take it from there. 2530s to 2550s. That's where I'm interested in. I'm looking for those, 70, 80, 90 points move. Might take a while, but let's see. Fig. I should be having it on my watch list here, right here. 62s, interesting. There is an easy way to trade these IPO names, So if you're gonna go for long term, I mean, just keep an eye out for this 49.80s. Wait for a pullback, maybe towards this $59, $60 zones, and you can just set your stop losses right here at that 49. With the smaller positions, start small, and then once they recover the IPO anchored VWAP, which is currently at $77, if they can close daily candles above 77, you can average up and take it all the way back up again. I'm a technical trader. I don't look a lot into fundamentals because it doesn't fit my time frames of trades. If I'm entering something, I need it to work within like a month or two. If it's not working, if it's not stopped me out, or if it's not making me any money, there's no point in me holding on towards it, sort of thing, right? It's a dead money. But if you have like a longer time frame, you can just set a lower stop loss at $49 at a pullback, and you can just take it. If it makes new lows, you're wrong, you can just cut it for a small loss, sort of thing. But if they continue above and close candles above the IPO anchored VWAP, which is $77, daily candles above, you can average up and complete the positions right there. But most likely they're going to fill this gap first, $67 to $68 zones. Might fill the gap, depends on what they do from there on. You can deal with it from there. So risk long. Chris, did you enter the longs already? Bouncing from the weekly data anchored VWAP.
No, I didn't.
It's all right.
I saw it and I'm like, fuck.
All right. I mean, yeah, for me, I needed
no,
that huge moves, right? Like the 100 point move sort of thing. We will get it once that 607.33s, interest me even more. Probabilities.
yeah, no, I hear you. I like I said, as soon as I saw like that long wick on the 2 minute, I was like, okay, man, this might be looking good for a potential reversal for at least like maybe like a 30 point or something
Oh,
like
if you're
that.
looking for just 30
And
points, yeah, it works. I was talking about like a 100 point move sort of thing, right? A quick reversal, tap and go sort of thing. Or else, like,
yeah,
I don't want to get stuck like how we did in the today morning. It took like almost 1 hour to just give me like 60 point move to the downside.
yeah. So technically that's what we got. We just kind of got like a 30 point um quick jump, and that's kind of what like I was looking just for like a quick scalp.
Yeah, you will be trading with NQs, right? Not MNQs, if I'm not wrong.
I do both. Yeah, I
Oh,
do both, depending on how I'm feeling.
all right, that makes sense.
If I'm feeling confident it's gonna work out, yeah, why not go with the NQs, but MNQs all the way.
Yes, sir. All right, AMD is bouncing as of now. And oh yeah, MK, any more questions about FIG? Let me know. If you're going to enter, wait for a little bit of a pullback because they just rallied almost like a $10 move to the upside from where they are right now. If they can pull back a little bit for longer term, at least towards the 5-day moving average, might give you an entry.
Thank you for the input, Mario. So I kind of bought during the hype, and my average cost is high, but I'm kind of just been holding on just for the long term because my average cost is like at 85 right now.
Oh, damn.
So yeah.
Let's take a look. Hold on. All right, so I'll tell you an easy way to trade these IPO names. All right, so just give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Just a minute. All right, so apologies for the delay. A simple way to deal with this, right? So when the markets are open, whenever you see these new IPO names, I'll give you multiple ticker symbols, right? So you can go back and backtest it on your own time. So right here, you can see this is a new ticker name, right? They just IPO'd literally during July 31st is when they just got IPO'd. Are you aware of anchored VWAPs?
Yes.
Yeah, so just anchor the VWAP to the IPO candle. You can see this white line. That's the anchored VWAP coming from the IPO. All right. So a simple way to deal with these types of names is wait for the name to get back above the anchored VWAP before establishing the positions. So as of now, if I open my watch list, you can see a bunch of names, like a bunch of IPOs sitting right there. For example, we got the Bullish, right? That's the crypto name, which is IPO'd. You can see how the price is reacting around the anchored VWAP. This white, like I'm going with this white line right here. Every time the price tags it, sellers are stepping in. Every time the price tags it, sellers are stepping in over and over and over again. So always let these IPO set up first. It might happen in a week, it might happen in a month, it might happen 2 months from now. Doesn't really matter. Wait for them to set up. Wait for them to have some sort of price history. And then once they close above the IPO anchored VWAP, daily candles above the IPO anchored VWAP, set up your entry right there. For example, right here on BLSH, if we can close above $70, you can set up your entry and you can set your stop losses right here at this lows for long term and let the positions do the work for you. So hype is always dangerous when it comes to these IPO names, by the way. So, and I'll give you another example. What else? ARM is something which IPO'd during 2022, right? Let me show you how this IPO anchored VWAP has been acting on ARM. Let's remove all these. Right here, this is what I was talking about. You can see on ARM, they IPO'd during September of 2023, right? So after a while, they were just consolidating under this anchored VWAP for almost September, October, November, December, almost like until November, almost 3 months under the anchored VWAP until this happened. You can see this candle, daily candle closing above it. This should be your indication for entry, by the way. Daily candle, once it closes above, you can set up your entry at the back test of this IPO anchored VWAP, set your stop losses right at the lows, and then just take it as long as they stop you on. Right, you can see what happened later. So from $59, ARM should be trading right here at around $158 to the upside. You can see every time they pull back, the IPO anchored VWAP bought in buyers over and over and over again. Right here, and they broke under it right here, and then they got back up again, and now pushing back up again. Right, this IPO anchored VWAP is going to give you a decent entry for these IPO sort of names. That's the only thing which we look for, by the way. So that will help you prevent getting stuck on names like this which just IPO'd and avoid you from getting into these hype trains, right? Same with FIG. That's what I was discussing before. Wait for them to get back over the IPO anchored VWAP. So right here, the IPO anchored VWAP is currently at $76. So what might happen if it continues to push through is we might see some sort of a consolidation, push through, and then consolidation, and then a break above the IPO anchored VWAP. Once that happens, you can just enter right there and take it from there on. VBull is another example. And you can see hype train. If you got caught with this at around like $50 or $60, this would have screwed us royally, right? Because it went all the way to $79. Right now it's trading at $13, by the way. So, but you can see on the daily time frame, every time the red line is the IPO anchored VWAP, by the way, the red which you see. Every time they try to get back over it, the price broke down. If you took your chances right there, you know that you would be wrong immediately, and you could have got stopped out immediately for a small loss, and you can look for re-entry. We have this on the watch list. We're waiting for a daily candle to close about this 1550 zones. If that happens, this is going to give us an opportunity for a longer run, longer term position play. Simple. There is no other indicators, no bunch of lines, no moving averages, just one AVWAP. You can just use it to take advantage of the same. Daily candle close about, then take the position. If not, don't mind waiting. Most of our job is to wait anyway, right? So something to keep in mind.
Got it. Thank you. This is very helpful, Mario.
Yeah. So if you're, how many shares are you holding though on FIG?
Let me see. 44.
That's not bad. Like, I mean, 44 shares.
Yeah.
All right. So you can, it's up to you on how you manage it, but just set the stop losses on those 44 shares at this $49 zones, so that, like, we have to plug that losses. If they continue to keep falling apart and make new lows, there's absolutely no point in, like, holding
Holding on
on
to
to
them.
a
Yeah.
yeah. So because it might take years for you to just get to break evens, by the way, right? So let's say if they get back over 77, you can just add into it, and you can just, like, average down on those positions. Wouldn't recommend it, but as of now, you need to manage it in real time. Like, let's say down the line, the IPO anchored VWAP scrolls down like this, and the daily candle closes above the IPO anchored VWAP. Then you can just add more into your positions and complete the positions by moving your stop losses up. It's going to bring up your cost average as well. I'm sorry, bring down your cost average as well. And it also going to give you an opportunity to, like, exit it when it's time.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
All right. For now, just keep your stop losses at 49s. And if they make
49.
new lows, pull the plug.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. So looks like NQ is still consolidating. Hold on. Let me remove this line. Going lower. So if you're looking to buy calls on QQQ, I'm more interested in how the price is going to react around this zone right here, 607.33s to 606.90s. There's a huge gap down, by the way, so be cautious. We might go all the way down towards 604s to fill it as well. So just for a shorter term trade, scalpers, that is, not for day traders, scalpers, 607.33s to 606. Watch out for that zones. 606.90s to 607.33s in particular. If you're looking for some quick reversals sort of trades, that's the area which I'm interested in. If they lose it, well, overnight lows right here, 606. If they lose that, well, we got a huge gap to fill to the downside. Keep it on the watch. We can deal with it from there on. So AMD still didn't hit the alerts, so nothing has been taken over there. They're just doing the back and forth dance. Meta still didn't hit it. It looks like they are above the VWAP for now, still under the declining 5-day moving average. So watch the VWAP on Meta. If they can get back over the VWAP, test the VWAP and find buyers again, we might go for a quick trade on that as well. So those are the only two which we are watching as of now. So let's see what other questions we've got. A lot of questions on time frames, what time frames you're using. I'm just going to put it right here of your day trading. When I say day trading, the average holding time on a position is 30 minutes to 1 hour. What we did today in the morning, that is day trade, by the way. So on QQQ, we entered at the open at around 9:35-ish, and we AM, it's on EST, by the way, 9:35 a.m. EST, and we closed it around the 10:36. That's almost like 1 hour, right? That's almost 1 hour, which we held on to it. That is a day trade. So if you're scalping, that'll be around like 5 to 10 minutes maximum, 5 to 10 minutes. And if you're day trading, stick to maybe 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 2 minutes for entry. I'm just gonna put it on a Zoom chat so you can just take a screenshot. I'll take a look at DKNG and DraftKings. It's been a while since I heard that name. I have to check it out. MSTR, we'll take a look shortly once I type this in. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute for entry for scalping, and for swings, just stick to 15 minutes. Good. 4 weeks to 1 month, 4 weeks to 1 week's time frame, 30, 15, fine. Right, so these are the time frames. The first 30 minutes to 1 hour is the holding time. So first, whatever I put, that's the holding time. The next, in the brackets, the time frames which you need to be keeping an eye out for. And the final 2 minutes is the entry for day trade. 1 minute is the entry for scalping. Some people I know use, there is something called as a tick chart, like for every tick, you're going to see a move. For those traders, only hold on to a position for like 15 seconds or 20 seconds sort of thing. That is something you can keep an eye out for as well. For swing trades, you got 4 to 12 weeks, which is a month to 3 months time. 30, 15, and 5 will do enough justice. All right, so that being said, let's take a look at MSTR and DraftKings really quick. DKNG. Ooh, ugly. Let me remove off all these unnecessary candle. Last time I traded this was around 2022, if I'm not wrong. Go to the monthly time frame. This used to be a hype stock, if I'm not wrong, 2020. Yep, indeed it is. Nearing the IPO anchored VWAP though. Watch out for the daily candles. This is still a nasty looking chart. Any reason why they dropped from $41 to like 37 in a single day, 3 days back? That's a huge dump. All right, it's still a downtrend, number one. So under the 200-day moving average, under the 50-day moving average, under the 20-day moving average on the daily time frame. Ugly looking name, disastrous looking chart. So with that out of the way, I would like it at $29 for a move to the upside if they lose this $33.70, right? If they cannot get back over 33.80s to $34 shortly, well, most likely outcome, we are going to see the 29.93 zones tested to the downside, by the way. So if you're looking to buy for long term, if you're looking to buy shares for long term, if you're looking to bottom fish this, I like it better at $29.93 or $30 zones. This area right here, we can draw a nice trend line here. Let's see. Not from here, this one. Oh, come on. Yep, right here. So this coincides with this level of 29.93 as well. Let them come back there. We might see some sort of a reaction, at least for a shorter term trade standpoint, right? If you're looking to buy shorter term call options and looking to take it for a quick bounce, well, $29.93 to $30 zones. Set some price alerts over there. If the price gets there, take it from there on. This provided they lose this $34 zones comfortably to the downside. That's the only level I'll be watching for. I set some alerts right here. Hopefully it gets to us shortly. We can deal with it when it gets there. So set some price alerts. If you're using TradingView or any other charting software, just set it at $29.93 to $30 zones and deal with it when it gets there. And MSTR, any other questions on DraftKings? Hope it was clear. $30 is the only thing which I'm watching for if I want to buy. Let's take a look at MSTR shortly. Another ugly looking chart. Is this the one which tracks the Bitcoin? Should be right. For MSTR, just watch this triple threes. 20-day moving average is right here, and the daily candle looks like it's gonna lose the 200-day moving average and the 50-day declining 50-day moving average as well. If they can't get back over 351 by today, well, need to be a bit cautious with this one. Watch 333 to the downside and 351 to the upside. The range is quite huge here, but the ATR is as well. ATR is $16. Did they complete one ATR? 16. Yep. So watch out for 332s for a reversal on this one. If you wanna looking to buy call options, or if you're looking to buy some sort of a reversal sort of trade, right? Keep an eye out for 333s to 330 zones to the downside. Oh, looks like the selling is intensifying. QQQ is nearing an area of interest as well. Fun to see Q's breaking down finally. All right, so watch out for this for shorter term trades, 25 130s to 25 122s on NQ. That was the overnight lows, which will be around yesterday's lows on QQQ, by the way. So keep an eye out. If they break it, well, we are going to get our potential area of interest, which is all the way down. AMD alerts just went off as well. Let's see how it does around the 211 zones. QQQ testing the overnight lows. Watch out here. Might see some sort of a reaction, but keep an eye out. If they break this level, most likely they're going to go for that gap to the downside. AMD breaking down and let them get back over 211 or 212 before establishing any positions. What is Meta doing? Did we get back towards the VWAP again on Meta? And VTA. Just sell day. I don't trust this level anymore. Yeah. I just need that 25,030 to 25,040 zones. We're almost there though. Not that far off. Any news? What the hell just happened? Okay, some news on Oracle. What is Oracle doing? Did we get a nasty sell candle there? Yep. Oracle, goddamn. News on Oracle, by the way. Oracle nearly lost 100 million from rentals of Blackwell chip in the most recent quarter. Oracle internal data show financial challenge for renting out NVIDIA chips. We already have some price alerts on Oracle at 260s. So let's see. This entire move is based upon the NVIDIA deal, isn't it? Now the NVIDIA deal is making it lose money. So we might see 260 shortly. It looks like NVIDIA is taking a hit as well from that news. Interesting. Watch out for 184s to 183s on NVIDIA. Come on, Qs. Looks like we're going to tag that 5-day moving average. Month-to-date anchored VWAP test is incoming on to QQQ. 605s. The first level, 605s, monthly anchored VWAP. If they lose it, 604.06 will be the next area of interest. Now we can start looking for reversal trades if we can get that 602s on QQQ, 602s to 604s. That zone is what I'm looking for. I'm already done for the day though, but if we can get some sort of opportunities, we can take it with the smaller positions. The entire semis are falling apart, isn't it? What is SMH doing? SMH turned red? Yep. SMH is taking NASDAQ alongside down with it. So maybe 336. If you're looking for some day trades apart from what we are watching, keep an eye out for SMH and 336 zones and we've taken a look at MSTR before, right? 333 is an MSTR. Watch out for that as well. The 20-day moving average. 332.71 to be exact. Ooh, getting nasty here on NASDAQ. Did Qs get down and do? All right, Qs are under the month-to-date anchored VWAP here. Come on, Qs, give me 6 of 4s. Yeah, blame the semiconductors. Oracle dragging everything down, NVIDIA down. Watch here, though. We might get some sort of a reversal shortly from the gap fill. Like, we do have the gap to fill on QQQ at 603s. Let's see. Will give us an opportunity, potentially. At least we got the direction right. Hold off on AMD unless and until they get back over this level of 211.91s. Yeah, we'll let you know. I'm looking for QQQ. For long-term wait, hold on. The only time I will be adding on to QQQ for long-term is if we get like a 10% correction. 10% correction or so, I'm more than interested in adding on to the long-term on QQQ or any of these index funds, right? QQQ or SPY. This is still way too early for me to add on to. 1 day of just not even 0.5% move. I ain't gonna add anything on QQQ yet. Last time we added on QQQ was right here around this 560 zones. That's the position still I'm holding, right? The AVWAP, which you see the white line on my screen. Maybe if they come back down towards 590s, a 10% correction from where they are trading will put QQQ right at, let's see, from the highs, let's take 10% down. Oh, 543s. Yep. So if they come back down, at least give me a 5% correction towards this 578s after the strong rally, test the previous highs, 582s. I might add, if not, yeah, same goes, right? If the QQQ is pulling back, individual stocks are going to pull back alongside with it. It's the ETFization, they call it, right? The ETF FX. If the index is going to pull back, individual stocks are going to pull back alongside with it. So if the index is giving you a 10% drawdown, individual stocks are going to give you more than 10% drawdowns as well, giving you a better entry over there for long terms. So simple trick, wait for them to tag the 50-day moving average, scoop up your long terms there for better entries. Same goes for every single individual names too. You can keep an eye out for Meta though. Set some price alerts at 668s or 670s on Meta. Might give you an opportunity there. And NVIDIA, just watch this 182. So they break down under. I'm more interested on NVIDIA if they can pull back towards this 170s and change. Let's see. Everything is rallied up. Like if you're looking for semiconductors, they're trading at all-time highs. Not a great price to scoop up for a longer-term position. If you're looking at index, not a great price to scoop for a long term because they're just trading near the all-time highs. Wait for a 5% correction or at least a 10% correction. You might get a decent enough price to enter. I needed about 212s. They're testing the AVWAP from the yesterday's candle here. So wait for this 15-minute candle to close in no rush. Need about 212s. It'll give us an area to set our stop losses as well if that happens. Now wait for a reaction from the zones. It's going to depend on what QQQs are going to do here. Unless and until they're trading under 212s, don't touch it. If they can get back over small positions, and once they get back over the VWAP, average up and close the entire positions at 218 sort of thing. If they can't get back over 212s, most likely outcome, they're going to come back down to fill this gap. One more minute for this 15-minute candle to close, so we'll wait and see. All right, losing the lows here. Uh, 670s, not 680s, 670s or better. That's where the 200-day moving average is on the daily time frame. That'll be an area to keep an eye out for. 680 also coincides with the lows of July of 2025, swing lows right there. Keep it on the watch. Hopefully we get a pullback, a stronger pullback, giving us more opportunities down the line. Constellation brand, STC. Still a nasty chart. Nasty downtrend. Are you looking, or you already, do you already have a position on this? They reported earnings yesterday. QQQ in a further downtrend. I'm only interested in 603s, I believe. That's what we were talking about on Qs. Yeah, we'll get back to SGC shortly, just a minute. Maybe around 604s or even 602.80s once they fill the gap. I'm more interested in longs right there. Right now, they can do whatever they want. I'm just not genuinely interested in touching this. I'm going to be a bit picky with the last trade. And I'm in trouble with this one. Why? What's the reason for the trouble? Looks like they just reported Tuesday, right? Today. Yesterday after hours is when they reported. Did you get options? Fabian, yes, will do. We'll post a recording once the meeting is over. One for months. Oh, jeez. Here's a simple rule book for long-term positions. Don't buy a stock if it's under declining 200. Declining 200-day moving average, don't touch it. Like on the daily time frame, I'm talking about 200-day moving average, 200 SMA on the daily time frame, right? It's going to save you a lot of stress, especially if you're going to go for a longer term trade. You can see since 2024, or not even 2024, yeah, 2024 October, this stock has been in a downtrend, doing absolutely nothing but pulling back over and over and over again. If you see a stock is trading under the 200-day moving average, avoid it. Avoid it like a plague. And got back in when Warren Buffett bought it. The time frame for Warren Buffett is like 10 to 15 years on the stock, right? Didn't he buy it way back? When did he bought it? Constellation. We should be seeing some sort of a huge gap of when Warren Buffett bought it, though. So the time frame for Warren Buffett is completely different, and Warren Buffett doesn't buy options. So Warren Buffett is buying the company. So if you want to buy the company instead, like buying the shares, well, you might as well look into the thesis on why he bought it. If you agree with it, well, good. Stick to his time frame, right? So don't do options. 6 months ago, didn't move much either. That's completely all right. So for the past 6 months, it didn't do anything. All it's been doing is just flushing from October. I mean, I'm talking from 2024 October, right? From 2024 October to right now, it's almost like a year now. Almost like a year, didn't do anything. And year to date, this thing is down like 35% when S&P 500 and NASDAQ is trading at new all-time highs. We're just in a wrong stock. Happens. And if you bought 6 months back, technically like what? So you bought it around February, if I'm not wrong, around 176 and change, right? Same thing, like set your stop losses at 130s. They lose this lows. Do you have any other areas right here to look out for to the downside? You don't have much until 118s or 103s if they lose 131s. Be cautious. Just this yesterday, last month's low is at 131s. Set your stop losses right here at 130s. If they lose 130s, a daily candle close under 130s. 117s is next, and most likely we're going to see 104s down the line. Nasty looking chart in a downtrend. Declining 50-day moving average. We need this to get back above 151s before even considering it to the upside, by the way. And if you're looking, if to trade it short term, there is a simple way to do so. Anchor the VWAP to today's candle. And if we can get back above 144s, well, gonna be an interesting setup to watch out for. This is for shorter term. Shorter time frames are looking good, by the way. Shorter time frames are trading above the 5-day moving average. Shorter time frames are looking great, but daily things not good. Type in the chat. Yeah, will do. Will do. That's the norm, by the way. And take a look at AMD as well. Like keep an eye out for AMD. And they are trying to get their asses back above this 212s. Hopefully you have a plan. Just stick to the plan. If you're 130s, if they get back down under, it's just dead money, right? It's been going lower and lower and lower, wasting the capital, and might as well, those capital will be best spent on trades, which has been working out. Something to take away from this is just avoid downtrends. Avoid downtrends on a longer term. You're not buying low, you're just buying a lower low, right? So switch to buy high, sell higher. You'll be sticking to the stocks which are in an uptrend, and no stock which is in an uptrend has ever went bankrupt. So something to think about. So keeping an eye out for AMD here, and if we can get back over close candles about this 212 zones, will be an interesting area to watch out for trade to the upside. NASDAQ is bouncing. Did Oracle settle down? Anchor the VWAP on Oracle on the news candle, by the way, might bring in some interesting setups for us shortly. I will remove off every other AV VWAPs on Oracle, but this one, as of now, we don't need anything else. Everything else can go. The IPO and the one which we got from the news. Can you guys short shares? Or there is a risky trade setting up on Oracle to the downside if they lose this anchored VWAP from these lows. for a put option. Elizabeth will take a look at MGM shortly. Just a minute. Did Nvidia bounce from that level? Yep, it did. 184. It's just missed our alerts by 20 cents. Happens. More interested in Oracle puts though. If they lose this 277, you guys want a really risky trade? You'll know that you're right or wrong really quick. I'm more cautious in saying what I want to say because I know most of the audience are new here. I don't want you guys to lose a bunch of money without managing it properly. But here's an idea. Oracle is rejecting the AV app. I mean, let's say if Oracle gets back towards this 280s and rejected fine sellers and loses 278 zones, there is a nice opportunity for a 280 put options expiring like a month out on change for a trade, potential trade towards this 260s to the downside. Keep it on the watch. I mean, if your portfolio can handle. This is not for smaller portfolios, by the way. Don't touch it if your portfolio is under 25K. Way too risky of a trade to take, but you might be risking more than 10% of your entire account if it's less than, $10,000 in change. But risk to reward is there. If they can't get back over 280s, might offer us some good opportunities for a trade to the downside on this one. Let me see. If you can short shares, even better. I like puts on Oracle. Do it at your own risk. Take it at your own risk. It's rejecting the anchored VWAP coming from that new scandal as of now. Gotta go, bro. Thanks for some. Hey, thanks for joining, Chris. Appreciate it. Keep it on the watch list. If you're gonna take it, set your stop losses right here at this highs. We can re-enter later if you're wrong, sort of thing. 281 80s will be the stop loss, and if they continue to keep pushing down, maybe a 275 strike price a month out for a push towards this, a quick push to the downside sort of thing. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You can take it if you have a considerable size portfolio. Depends on what they do around the reaction around the IPO anchor. I mean, the news event candle. Now, let me know how it goes. I'm just going to establish a small position on Oracle and MGM. Let's take a look. Another downtrend. MGM looks like absolute garbage, by the way, on the daily time frame, like declining 50, declining 200, declining 20-day moving average, nasty downtrend. I'm making a new low today as well. Let's go to the monthly charts. Anything interesting? Monthly is looking like trash too. Maybe if they come back down towards this $25, I might take a look at this. But as of now, it's still having a series of lower highs and lower lows, right? What I mean by that is I can remove all the indicators and you can just see from a technical standpoint, right? Every time they try to make a new high, they're making a new low, like lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Nasty looking chart. And You have a 32 and a 35 call, or when did you enter? I believe that should be around here, right? Expecting them to bounce from this lows right here, around August 8th lows, should have entered around October 3rd or 4th. Or is it any time before that?
I don't remember when I entered them. I just know that the calls, the 35 expires in December and the 32 will expire in January 26.
Or, I mean, you should be losing money on them and on them as of now, correct?
I am.
I mean, this is a really ugly looking chart. So, any idea, any time frame on when you think you might have entered? Like, is it,
Mm,
how much are you down though? That's the right
all
question.
right.
How many? Yeah, how much percentage on those options?
Oh no, that's telling. On the 35 call, I'm down 48%. On
Okay.
the 32, I'm down 17, kind of 18%.
So, which one is the January expiration?
January is the 32 call.
All right, so you're down 18% in the sense like you should have gotten it around this zone of 34s and change, and they're tagging the 200-day moving average. So you can do two things, right? You can either dump them and get buy back again once they get back over $34. That's gonna limit your drawdowns. I'm talking about the Jan expiration on the 32 calls, right?
Mhm.
So if
Yeah.
they can get back about 34, so they will be about the 200-day moving average. It's still a nasty looking chart, by the way. And the target should be around this $36 zones, right? But as of right now, as of how they're looking at this particular moment, if they cannot get back over $34 by the end of this week, this can turn into something really ugly. We might see this hitting $31 down the line. Might, keyword might, right? So if your plan was to hold it into the expiration just to see how it might turn out down the line, not the odds are not favoring you as of now, but it might tilt in your favor if the price gets back over 34, 38, $34.38. Right? It's all probability at the end of the day, right? So we don't know what's going to happen, but that odds will flip in your favor slightly if you can get back over 34, 38. But as long as they're trading under 34, 38, the risk is still to the downside. The odds of MGM going towards this $32 or even towards this $30 or higher. So now the question you need to be asking is, if they get towards this $30.60, how much percentage of your portfolio are you going to lose? Right? So if it's quite a lot, like if it's anything about 2%, if it's anything about 2% of your entire portfolio, might as well just cut it and look for re-entry after 34. Yes, I mean, at that time, your thought process shouldn't be, I should have held on to it, I would have made more money, or I wouldn't have lost this money. At that point, it's about risk control, right? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. We only know what's happening right now. As of now, odds are not in your favor. Now, how can you manage the risk?
Yeah, right now the 32 call is at 2.83% of my account, and the 35 is at 0.56% of my account.
So if let's just put it this way, this entire position goes to zero. So you won't be losing more than 2% or more than 3 or 4%, correct?
Yes.
So is the risk which you mentioned right now? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with losing 5% if this didn't work in your favor?
I don't like losing, but yeah.
I mean, no one does, but but it's markets. We are going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the question you need to be asking yourself, because as of right now, odds are not in your favor. They're in a downtrend. They just made new lows today, right? Now, if the market continues to pull back even further, and if MGM continues to go to $30 or whatever it is down the line, and if the entire position goes to zero, and if you lose 5% of your account on this one, will you be all right with it?
Yeah, and earnings are coming up the end of the month, I believe.
Yep. So you can do this, though. You can hold on to it till the earnings and then see what happens down the line. I mean,
Okay.
it's not something which I'm asking you to do, by the way. I wouldn't do
No, no,
that.
no.
So, yeah.
I was thinking of holding to the earnings.
All right, that's completely fine because if the earnings were positive and if they gap up, you'd still have a chance to make money on
Yeah.
these. But you got to think about the other side as well right now. If the earnings were bad and if they pull back towards $20 or something, you're okay with losing 5%. If the answer is yes, well, hold on to it. If the answer is no, make the changes right now, sort of thing. Right? It always
Okay.
boils down to the risk. How much risk are you taking down the line? Are you okay losing this entire position? And if the
Well,
answer is no to that, two things you can do: either close the entire position or size down.
okay.
Size down
Cool.
or close it. Simple.
All righty.
All right. So another idea, you can just close one of them, like the December expiration, you can close it and leave the January expiration open. You can manage it that way as well to limit the drawdowns. And you can add back this December expiration once the MGM closes about this, what is that, 34?
3480, you
Yeah,
said.
3480 and change. Once they close above it, you can get back in again.
Okay, great.
Right? Multiple ways of managing the positions to lower the
Yeah,
drawdown. That's it. So gave you
great.
multiple
Thank you.
ideas, do what's good for your portfolio and your risk appetite is what I'm trying to say.
Great. Thank you. That's a great idea.
Yeah. All right. So
Thank you.
for anyone who entered the Oracle puts, well, it's down almost like $3 from the entry. Should be up on those, and you can consider taking some profits off the table. And 271s, if they get there, we can just close the entire positions. By the way, 275 calls should be at the money as of 275 puts. My bad. Sorry, 275 puts might be in the money right now from when we entered at around this 278s. If they continue to pull back, 271 80s or maybe towards this 271s, close it. And if you want to leave some runners on the table, leave it towards the 260s and let the runners do the work from there on. And is AMD right now? No, AMD needs to get back above 212s for us to take any trades, by the way. Need this 5-minute candle or 15-minute candle to close about 212s. You can see this 15-minute, how they tagged it, and now they're struggling. Need about 212 for a 15-minute candle close for us to even consider this. Open interest for JD. Didn't these Chinese companies rallied up significantly in the last few weeks? Is JD one of them, right? It's an ADR. Oh, JD is a laggard. Yep. So from $29 to like almost $36 and still in a downtrend. I would just pay attention to 3550s on JD, by the way. That's a 200-day moving average. If they can't get back over it, we might pull back with the broader markets. Right, MSTR alerts just went off. Watch out here. 180R is done. Testing the 20-day moving average. Again, this might not be suitable even for 25K accounts, but if you have like 50 and above, it did offer a nice bounce from 333 zones to 337s, but keep it on the watch list. Oracle going lower, that 275 puts teetering near in the money territory right now. Should be, if they break under this 275s towards 271, those puts should be starting to make a lot more money because of the delta. Delta is going to increase exponentially as they continue to go lower and lower. We'll see. But as long as they stay under this 278 90s, I'm going to hold on towards this runner.
Hey Mario, is it too late to get an Oracle?
Yes, you might get in right now, but it's going to take a while for you to make money, sort of thing. So we entered right here, right around this zone of 279s. We're already like $3 in, and we already sold one of the positions here. So if you're going to enter right here, just if you're wrong, the laws are going to be a bit tight, but if it's continued to go lower, risk is up to you. Watch out. 271s is what I'm watching for the next push to the downside. And if that needs to happen before it hits 281 to the upside. So you can set your stop losses right here at 281s, and the profit taking target should be at 270s to 271s to the downside, and closing the entire position right here at 264s to 260s, which is the previous all-time highs. But entering right now, way too risky. And if it's going to take a while for you to start making money, but if you can afford the risk, go for it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, as long as they stay under the news IPO, news anchored VWAP, which is currently at 278 to 279s. This is still looking good. Hey, what's good, TJ? Hey, Mario, I can short shares. So yeah, you can. If you have a Webull account and if you have $2,000 and above on your Webull account, you can just short shares on Oracle as well. It's simple. Like you buy shares, you make money as they continue to go higher, right? And TJ, you've been with us for quite long. We don't enter anything without stop losses. Same rules apply to short selling as well. You're gonna short shares. Let's say you're gonna short Oracle at 278.60. Now you'll be making money as Oracle goes lower. That's the only difference. So instead of taking enormous amount of risk with options, you're just going to be shorting shares, and as they continue to go lower, you'll be making money on the same thing, but you won't be taking like 10% of your account or 20% of your account in risk. Give it a go though. Like just don't enter it without any stop losses. That's it. But that's something which you are used to by now. Like you should be good to go.
Hey Mario, one more thing. It looks like Lyft finally filled that daily gap.
What, 20?
I was thinking of entering Lyft.
Oh yeah, 20, right? Near the $20 zones.
Yep, it just filled it. I'm thinking of entering a long
Are you
call.
sure? I don't think it filled it yet. We got this $20.20 is when they fill it.
Okay.
So
It's getting there then.
yeah,
Okay.
we still got like 40 more cents to go, right? So when you're gonna bottom fish, or like when you're gonna look for snipe for reversal trades, right? Wait for them to tag that $20 zones and wait to see at least like a green candle on a 5-minute time frame. Wait to see at least like, some sort of a buyer stepping in. So you need to see some sort of like a higher low forming. So in this scenario, let's say Lyft goes all the way down towards $20, right? And you're waiting and watching for this $20 zone. So you need to see something like this: price bouncing from the $20 zones, coming back down, and then bouncing higher again. So you can see there is a low right here, and there is another low, but this is a higher low from this bottom, right? You'll be entering right here around $20.30 from that higher low, and you'll just be setting stop losses right here at $20 even. So since
that's on the 2-minute.
On the 5-minute, what's your time frame there? Are you looking to scalp it, or are you looking to like hold on to it for a longer run?
I was going to hold on to it for a longer run.
If you're holding on to it for a longer run, you don't need to have sniper entries, by the way. It doesn't really matter if you're holding on to it for a longer run. So you can either enter at 2040s or 2030s, as long as they don't break under this $20, or you can just set your stop losses at $19.50 if you're going to enter it for a longer run. As long as they don't lose it, well, good. But right now in daily, they just lost a 20-day moving average, right? If they continue to pull back, and if you're looking for a longer run, better price will be around this 18.50. If they come back down, you're going to get a better price at $18.50 zone, but you can take an initial position, start a position at the gap fill, and then continue to add on if they come back down towards this 18.50 for a longer run, as long as they don't lose the 50-day moving average.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Just watch out for this 2023 in particular, $20.23. That's what will fill the gap. I'm waiting for Lyft leads.
Got it. Thank
you. No worries. All right, Oracle, give me the 271.83 so I can just sign off for the day. AMD just chopping around. The QQ, oh, looks like, God damn it, I missed my entry on Qs. QQQ filled the gap, almost did. Yep. That's my entries on futures on NQ. All right, let's see if we can continue. I'm going to anchor the VWAP to this lows, and if they come back down towards this anchored VWAP, I might look for a reversal trade on NQ. Should be around 25.37s. It's a nasty reversal though. We were up almost 0.5% in the morning. Now we're down almost 0.5%, almost a 1% intraday reversal. Interesting. All right, coming back on NQ. Let's see. Let me pull up QQQ alongside with it. Order filled. All right, Q's testing the 5-day moving average again. Got to start focusing on the risk management though. Yes. Not a thankful I got into spike which reversed my losses. Still presumably great job. Let's see if Q's can find some buyers right here from this area of interest though. Right, NK testing the big fat round number at 25,000. Yes, Fabian, I'll take a look at Intel shortly. Just a minute. I'm keeping an eye out for the QQQ here to see what they do from here on. Testing the anchored VWAP coming from, where's the Fed's anchored VWAP right here? Wednesday. Looks like NVIDIA is at an interesting area as well. If Qs can get back about 23, so it's going to be interesting. INTC, let's take a look. Uh, Good looking chart though. What do you got on Intel? Are you looking for a new position or like what's going on? It's about the 5-day moving average. Watch out for the 3620 zones. And if the Intel can't hold it, they've been constantly finding sellers right here though, around this highs of 3820s. 3820s and above bullish, but if they can't get back over if they break under the 5-day moving average, most likely outcome, they're gonna come back down to potentially tag this $33 zones. I like it more at 33.30. And if they can pull back towards that zone right there, it'll get interesting. But until that happens, not really interested. That's the AV VWAP coming from this gap up which they had from September 18th. So $33.30 is what I'm looking for. Oracle pulling back, nice. Let's see if we can get closer, and NQs near the support level as well. Something interesting there too. Looks like Qs are losing the 5-day moving average here. Watching for this 30-minute candle to close. Look like an engulfing candle forming. Here's what they got, by the way. All right, let's just wait for 5 more minutes, and if nothing but shows up, and if the queues are not showing any signs of reversals, we can just close it, call it off, and come back tomorrow and deal with it. Oracle, still waiting for that 270 once. If we can get it, I'll just close the positions and call it a day. Stop losses on the runners. I'll enable the trailing shortly. Yes, we'll post the recordings once the meeting is over. So I'll wait for like another couple more minutes, and then depends on what the price does. We'll deal with it. Q's gap is filled right here at 603.10. So if you're looking for reversals, you might get it shortly right here. It depends on what the price is doing. That also the 25,000 big fat round number as well. NASDAQ looks like it filled the gap too. Yep. We will wait and see. All right, bouncing. Need about this 2568 still. Let's see. Still looking very, very shady. 2 more minutes for this candle to close. Let's see what the buyers have in store for us. Need NQ about 20,000. Need NQ about at least about this 27 zones, by the way, if I want to start getting more for a reversal sort of trades. And QQQ, 1 more minute for this 15-minute candle to close, and we'll wait and see what they do over there, and we'll deal with it. Looks like they might lose the 5-day moving average as well. One more minute.
So Mario,
Yep,
if the
go ahead.
QQQ, in a minute, we're
Mhm.
waiting on it. What's the play? What's the plan?
The plan is to see if the buyers can close the QQQ above the 5-day moving average on the 30-minute time frame. So you can see the blue line right here, right? That is the 5-day moving average, which we are watching. If QQQs
Okay.
can close above it, the next candle, if they pull back, I would be waiting to see if the buyers are going to step in for a push to the upside again. So right now,
Okay.
as you can see, they didn't close above the 5-day moving
They
average.
didn't.
So yeah, the
Yeah.
plan is violated right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
NASDAQ just, yeah, so that's how trading is.
I haven't taken a trade today.
That's all right, completely all right. So now just watch for the 5-day moving average to see if the buyers are
Yeah.
going to do anything, and then like we
I
can
just watched the balances in my account go down because of the NASDAQ and
Yeah, that's all right. Those are longer term plays, correct?
yeah.
Don't worry much about those. Happens.
But I'm yet to do a day trade.
Oh, day trade. We watched. I mean, we had two stocks on the watch list, right? We had AMD. We're waiting for it to get back over. We're still waiting on it though. About
I
it.
I
Go
I
ahead.
think just by I was asking you a question when we were taking and you were answering. So I think when everybody jumped in, I missed it.
Oh, the Oracle one or AMD ones? We didn't take anything on AMD yet.
Both. Both AMD or Oracle, both of them. I haven't taken a trade.
That's completely all right. Like, let me tell you something. There are days where like there are weeks went by without us touching anything. By the way, I believe like last month we didn't take a single trade. We didn't take
Oh,
a single trade.
really?
Yeah, because none of it's set up. Like sometimes when we'll be having something on the watch list, and it either gaps up in the overnight session, ruining the entry, or gaps down and ruin the entry. Nothing sets up, right? So
Mhm.
it's been almost a month. We didn't take anything. Happens. So don't think too much about it. Like the less we trade, more we make anyway. It's not about we trading every day. It's about like us
Yeah,
waiting for some good setups and then going for it down the line.
right. Yeah, I don't expect to trade every day. I don't think I
Mhm.
would want to. It's
Yep.
just, it'd be nice to close a week with some saying, hey, I made $100.
Hey, we still have 3 more days to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we still have 3 more days to go. So let's
Yeah.
see if tomorrow something sets up, we can take it. And keep an eye out for AMD though. AMD, they
Mhm.
are trying to close about that AV VAP, like wait for this 5-minute candle to close. And if they can clear it, you can, take your chances right there.
Okay.
Let's wait and see what AMD got in store for us. So if you go to QQQ and if you notice, you can see the price pushed higher, and now they're struggling to get back over the 5-day moving average. You will see them like there's a monthly anchored VWAP right there. If you want to buy calls, wait for
Mhm.
them to get back above the 605. You need to see this 30-minute candle close above the $605 zones before even considering it. But they did fill the gap and they did give a bounce higher on the NQ as well. But we need the trend to change, right? As of now, we're not getting it yet. So if we can break past this 25,060, which will be around 604, let's just call it 605s, right? If you can break past above
Mhm.
it, you can look for some trades on QQQ. And AMD is setting up right now. So watch the VWAP as well on AMD. If AMD starts to push higher above this 123.80s, you can get some shares with stop losses at 208s. If you're wrong, you'll lose, like, try not to lose no more than 0.2% of your entire account. So I'll tell you how to do it right now to calculate the risk. Do you use ChatGPT by any chance?
Yes, I use chat.
Yeah, so if you use ChatGPT, just go over
Mhm.
there and then just type it in. Like the prompt is my account size. So whatever your account size is goes right here, right?
All
And
right.
your entry, wherever you entered, goes right over here. And your stop losses, wherever, like let's say like for AMD, you're entering right at 214, right? And you set your stop
Okay.
losses at 208. All right. And let's say your account size, what account size? Let's just put $30,000.
All right.
All right. So let's just
Okay.
put $30,000, and let's say I'm planning to risk no more than 5% of my account, or whatever it is. Like, let's say you're planning to risk only like 2%, 0.2% of your account, or 0.3% of your account. So what it's telling you here is, even if you get stopped out, you wouldn't be losing more than 0.3% of your entire account. That's what it means. All right. So now,
Okay.
how many shares should I buy? Now you'll see it will give you the answer immediately. So now it's telling you, as of the calculation, you can buy 15 shares at that entry price with the stop loss. So even if you get stopped out, you wouldn't be losing more than $90, which is no more than 0.3% of your entire account so far.
Okay.
Right. So when you do
Okay.
this, you wouldn't be stressing about like every single red candle and green candle which you see on the screen, because you already know exactly how much percentage of your account you'll be losing.
Right.
Right. So I'm just going to copy paste this template and then type it and post it in the Zoom chat. So you can just change the account size, your entry and stop losses, and that is going to give you an idea on how to deal with things moving forward. So technically, this will limit the drawdowns, right? So even if you lose, let's say you wouldn't lose more than 0.3% or 0.4%, you wouldn't panic every single time when you're in a trade. You're going to let the position do the work for you. You're going to either let it hit your stop loss or wait for it to hit your profit taking target. So this builds discipline, which will be helping you to trade options down the line. Because
Okay.
yeah, majority of the time when we're trading options, most of the beginner traders, where they complain about is they either sell too early only for it to work in their favor, or hold on to it longer because they don't know when to exit. So what we're doing is subconsciously training our brain to hold on to our positions for longer, which will in turn help us when we trade options down the line. That's why I always say, don't trade options for the first year of your trading. Learn this instead. The second year or third year, when you start trading options, this is going to save your butt big time.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I just threw it in chat.
Yep. So just copy paste it and then
I
take
did.
advantage of it. It's going to help you out down the line.
Thank you.
No problem. So keep an eye out for AMD here. 212s, if they can hold on to it and start bouncing. Stop losses, 209s sound good for stop loss as of now. And we'll see. This 30 minutes is about 15 minutes, 7 more minutes to go. Risk here is AMD losing this 212s. So if this 5-minute time frame comes back down to run a test towards this AV coming from this gap up candle and find buyers, we will deal it from there. So previously we were discussing about why I'm not interested in QQQ. The plan was violated is because of the same reason, right? You can go to the 5-minute time frame, you can, or 15-minute time frame, you can see them rejecting and closing under the 5-day moving average right now. One of the main reasons why, gotta wait for them to close candles above, so that like this will start acting as support. But as of now, this will be a resistance. Even though the 5-minute closed above it, you can see 15 and 30 are giving it trouble. The trend is still to the downside. No signs of buyers as of now. So be a bit cautious. Let them close 15-minute candles above the 5-day moving average. And if you don't know what indicator I'm using for 5-day moving average, if go to the indicators on TradingView and type level up. So you'll find the level up tools, and this is the indicator, 5-day moving average intraday. So I'm just gonna copy paste this in the chat as well. You'll see the blue line exactly as I see on my screen. TradingView. All right, that's the blue line which I use. That's the indicator which I use. So something to pay attention to. All right, so with that being said.
Super, thank you.
Yep. So Oracle, I didn't make any changes because I didn't hit the stop losses on the runners yet. I either need that 271, or I'd much rather get stopped out on the runners for break evens and close the position for a nice chunk of change anyway. But as of now, they're still under the AVWAP from the new scandal. If they continue to keep going lower, I want 271s. If NASDAQ is not going to recover and continue to fall apart, Oracle is going to fall apart alongside with it. So we'll wait and see. And I'm just waiting for a while to see how AMD reacts right here around this 212 areas before establishing anything. So I'll let you guys know. And if something happens once the meeting is over, I'll update it in the chat. So go ahead, you can unmute yourself. How do I pronounce Ajwa? Unmute yourself, you can just ask your questions. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, how's
Thanks
it
for
going?
providing. Yes, very well. Thanks for asking. And first of all, thanks for providing the opportunity to ask a question. So I have
Appreciate it.
two minor queries.
Go ahead.
So what will be the a better time frame to enter in the QQQ, like for the long term?
For the
So
long
how
term,
much
I would definitely
should
let you
fall?
guys know. Like for me, if I want to add more to my long-term positions, which I entered at 560s, I need QQQ to fall at least towards this 580 zones. This 584 and change, I like it better there. I believe that's where the 50-day moving average is sitting at the moment as well. If they pull back towards this 582s to 584s, 5% corrections are very common when it comes to markets. 10% corrections, you're going to see at least like 2 or 3 times a year. So wait for it. So don't chase it now. Like, yeah, it did rally quite a lot, but here's a simple thing to notice. Whenever you see these headlines popping up saying like we're heading into recession or fear mongering, when you see these headlines fear mongering everyone and all these new retailers are shitting bricks on their pants, that's a great time to buy. Simple as that. It's all psychological, right? When no one is buying, everyone is selling. Well, that's the right time to actually for us to take advantage of the lower prices. But one bad day doesn't mean automatically buy. We're still in an uptrend on the daily time frame. Might as well pull back like 5% at least to the downside. We can take advantage of it back then. I'm looking for this highs. Like if you go to the daily time frame, August highs maybe towards the 583 to 584 zones. If they can pull back towards that, I'd be more than happy to take advantage of it on indexes on QQQ in particular.
Okay, so 580 is a sweet spot.
Yeah, 580 to 585 zones.
Thank you.
Right?
And the second query is regarding, have you got a chance to look into Rigetti?
RG, plug.
Yes.
Isn't that the EV company?
It's
Yeah.
related to, I think, hydrogen stuff, something like that.
Yeah, I remember trading this during 2021 when this used to be a hype stock. Yeah, right here. So $5 to like $65 on this is still a nasty looking chart, man. Been doing good for the past few days, but still an absolutely nasty looking name. Be a bit cautious for this. And what are you looking for? Are you already in a position at this one?
Actually, I entered in around 1.8, something like that.
How many shares?
It's around 1,000 share.
I mean, it's very easy to manage now, is it? Like, if take some off the table, like take half off the table, leave half by moving the stop losses towards $2.13 or $2.10, right? So right now it's up from your entry on. Look at it from a percentage standpoint. Don't look at it from a dollar standpoint. Always from a percentage from your entry. From $1.80 to where it's trading at right now, it's up almost like 106%. So it'll be a crime not to take some off the table, especially when a stock just rallied like 100% or 200% from your entry, right? So take some off the table, leave the runners, and if they pull back and give you an opportunity down the line, you can average up again and then take it to the upside again and do the same thing over and over, sort of thing.
Okay, actually, it was not some sort of a long term. It was just I found out like it's just trying to exit the.
Yeah, if it's just a trade, then take off 80% and leave the 20% runners just in case if they continue to keep pushing higher. Simple.
Okay, gotcha.
All
Thanks.
right. No problem, mate. Have a good rest of the day. All right, so take a look at AMD here, trying to find buyers from the AVWAP from yesterday. Something to watch out for if you want to buy shares and if you want to take advantage of it, like use the template given above, stop losses. Two types of stop losses you can use. You can either set your stop losses at 202 if you're looking for quite a longer time frame trade right here. If they lose this 202s, or let's just call it a big 198, let's put it a daily candle close under 198, you can just cut it for a small loss and look for re-entry later down the line. But if they continue to keep pushing up, small positions here, small positions once they recover the VWAP and then completed risk no more than 0.4% of your entire account using shares as of now, 0.2% here. And then once they break above the VWAP, you can add 0.2% more right there. And then set your stop losses at 192. Total risk should not be more than 0.4% overall. So initial starters, risk 0.2%, stops 198. This for shares, by the way. All right, this goes for any sized accounts. That doesn't really matter. 0.2% is 0.2%. Doesn't really matter what size accounts you are dealing with. So right here, 0.2% stops. Entry, current entry should be around 212.30s. 212, let's just call it 212, around 212s to 212.50s. Anything is fine. And if you want to wait longer, wait for them to get back about 214s. It'll be better as well. So anything at this zone works. So 0.2% of your entire account, the template is given above for you. Take advantage of that. So give it a go. It's just a test for your psychology, right? So give it a try and see how you are psychologically holding this position. It doesn't matter if you're trading with a $2,000 account or whatever it is. If you're going with a $2,000 account, set your stop losses at 208, or anything for $5,000 account, set your stop losses at 208. Anything about 25K and beyond, or anything about 50K and beyond, well, set your stop losses at 198. You can afford to buy quite a bit of shares using that. All right. Now, this is a small exercise for your own self to get the data for a psychological basis, right? Or you're going to let your position hit your stop losses, and how you're feeling when the position is not working in your favor if it starts losing money. Are you panic selling? Are you panicking? Or are you like selling it early as soon as you see the profits? Everything, you're going to get as much data as you can, which is going to help you down the line as the account size grows. All right. Small positions so far. AMD, we will average up once they recover the VWAP, and then we will deal with it along the way. For smaller sized accounts, stop losses at 208. For decent sized accounts, stop losses 202. So decent sized is very, very subjective in nature, and 25K and above is a decent sized account in this context. All right. So Meta needs more time. I'm not interested in Meta as of now, but I like AMD more. It's in an uptrend. I like AMD better at this moment in particular. Meta is still in a downtrend. I'm not interested in the longer term positions on Meta yet. So hopefully the AMD plan is clear, and we'll wait and see. I'll let you guys know. And tomorrow there won't be a live stream for the Christine's chat. And I will most likely see you guys Friday, I suppose, right? So tomorrow Curtis will be going live, and I will be going live next Friday. So the registration link, I'll post it right here, or I'll post it in the Discord server. And I got a lot of questions where to find the invite link. You will find it right here in my tab where it says Mario. This is where the invite link will be posted. Registration link for Fridays will be posted. Looking forward to seeing you guys next Friday. All right, so hopefully AMD doesn't stop us out by then, right? So if I make any changes to the position, I'll let you guys know. And by then, have a good rest of the day. I will talk to you guys upcoming Friday. DIA positions are looking a bit better. Yeah, it is. So I'll let you know when I make any changes. For now, just leave it be. There is no reason to make any changes until and unless we see it hit our profit-taking targets. All right, have a good rest of the day, everyone. Take care, bye-bye, and talk to you guys Friday.
Thank you.